Welcome. I'm Jaja Wu, and I am stage manager-ish for these group of wonderful scenes that you're going to be watching. And the first of these scenes, as you'll find in your program if you have one, is a scene from Mrs. Warren's Profession by George Bernard Shaw. And what we have set up here is Dean Schill is going to act the part of George Bernard Shaw, and he's going to read a very famous preface that Shaw wrote to this play. And after that, you're going to see a scene where it's going to be Mrs. Warren, who has led a respectable life in England, but was once in her youth forced to resort to prostitution to keep herself together. And her daughter, Vivie, who is been brought up and is now going to university and studying to be an accountant and very respectable. And her daughter is questioning her mother in terms of, what did you do when you were younger, Mom? And with no further ado, I give you Mrs. Warren's Profession, Dean Schill, Martha Nussbaum, and Alison Lumen playing the respective parts of George Bernard Shaw, Mrs. Warren, and Mrs. Warren's daughter, Vivie.
I now come to those critics who, intellectually baffled by the problem in Mrs. Warren's Profession, have made a virtue of running away from it on the gentlemanly ground that the theater is frequented by women as well as by men, and that such problems should not be discussed or even mentioned in the presence of women. With that sort of chivalry, I cannot argue. I simply affirm that Mrs. Warren's Profession is a play for women, that it was written for women, that it has been performed and produced mainly through the determination of women, that it should be performed and produced, that the enthusiasm of women made it its first performance excitingly successful, and that not one of these women had any inducement to support it except their belief in the timeliness and the power of the lesson that the play teaches. Those who were surprised to see ladies present were men, and when they proceeded to explain that the journals that they represented could not possibly demoralize the public by describing such a play, their editors cruelly devoted the space saved by their delicacy to reporting at unusual length an exceptionally abominable police case. My old theater manager complains that Mrs. Warren is not wicked enough, and names several romancers who would have clothed her black soul with all the terrors of tragedy. I have no doubt that they would, but that is just what I did not want to do. Nothing would please the sanctimonious British public more than to throw the whole guilt of Mrs. Warren's Profession on Mrs. Warren herself. No, the whole aim of my play is to throw that guilt on the British public itself. Mrs. Warren's defense of herself is not only bold, but valid and unanswerable. But it is no defense at all of the vice of which she organizes. It is no defense of an immoral life to say that the alternative offered by society collectively to poor women is a miserable life, starved, overworked, fetid, ailing, ugly. Though it is quite natural and right for Mrs. Warren to choose what is, according to her lights, the least immoral alternative, it is nonetheless infamous of society to offer such alternatives. For the alternatives offered are not morality and immorality, but two sorts of immorality. The man who cannot see that starvation, overwork, dirt, and disease are as antisocial as prostitution, that they are the vices and crimes of a nation, and not merely its misfortunes, is, to put it as politely as possible, a hopelessly private person. The notion that Mrs. Warren must be a fiend is only an example of the violence and passion which the slightest reference to sex arouses in undisciplined minds, and which makes it seem natural to our lawgivers to punish silly and negligible indecencies with a ferocity unknown in dealing with, for example, financial swindling. At all events, to prohibit the play is to protect the evil which the play exposes. And in view of that fact, I see no reason for assuming that the prohibitionists are disinterested moralists, and that the author, the managers, and the performers who depend on their livelihood on their personal reputations, and not on rents, advertisements, or dividends, are grossly inferior to them in moral sense and public responsibility. It is true that in Mrs. Warren's profession, society, and not any individual, is the villain of the piece, but it does not follow that the people who take offense at it are all champions of society. Their credentials cannot be too carefully examined.
Did you ever in your life hear anyone rattle on so? Isn't he a tease?
Yes.
Now that I think of it, dear, don't you go encouraging him. I'm sure he's a regular good-for-nothing.
I'm afraid Frank is a thorough good for nothing. I shall have to get rid of him, but I shall feel sorry for him when I do, though he's not worth it. Poor dear. That man Cross does not seem to me to be good for much either, is he?
What do you know of men, child, to talk that way about them? You'll have to get used to seeing quite a lot of Sir George Crofts, as he's a friend of mine.
Why? Do you think we'll be spending much time together? You and I mean.
Of course, until you're married. You're not going back to college again.
Do you think my way of life would suit you? I doubt it.
Your way of life? What do you mean?
Has it never occurred to you, Mother, that I have a way of life like other people?
What nonsense is this you're trying to talk? Do you want to show your independence now that you're a great little person at school? Don't be a fool, child.
That's all you have to say on the topic, is it, Mother?
Don't you go on asking me questions like that. Hold your tongue. Your way of life, indeed. What next? Your way of life will be what I please, so it will. I've been noticing these airs in you ever since you got that tripos, or whatever you call it. And if you think that I'm going to put up with them, you're mistaken. And the sooner you find it out, the better. All I have to say on the subject, indeed. Do you know who you're talking to, miss?
No. Who are you? What are you?
Why, you young imp.
Everybody knows my reputation, my social standing, and the profession I intend to pursue. I know nothing about you. What is this way of life you invite me to pursue with you and Sir George Crofts?
Take care. I shall do something I'll be sorry for later. And you too.
Very well. Let's drop the topic till you're better able to face it. You want some walks and a little lawn tennis to set you up. You're shockingly out of condition.
Oh, Vivie.
Please, don't cry. I really cannot stand whimpering. I shall go out of the room if you do.
Oh, my darling. How can you be so hard on me? Your own mother. Have I no rights over you as a mother?
Are you my mother?
Am I your mother? Oh, Vivie.
Well, then where are our relatives? My father, our family friends. You claim the rights of a mother, the right to call me fool and child, to speak to me as no woman in college and authority over me dare speak to me, to dictate my way of life, and to force on me the acquaintance of a brute whom anyone can see to be the most vicious sort of London man about town. Before I give myself the trouble to resist such claims, I may as well find if they have any real existence.
Oh, no, stop. I am your mother, I swear it. Oh, you can't mean to turn against me, my own child. It isn't natural. You do believe me, don't you? Say you believe me.
Who is my father?
You don't know what you're asking. I can't tell you.
Yes, you can, if you like. I have a right to know, and you know that I have that right. Well, you can refuse to tell me if you like, but if you do, you shall see the last of me tomorrow
horrible hearing you talking like that. You wouldn't. You couldn't leave me.
Yes, without a moment's hesitation if you trifle with me about this. How can I be sure that I may not have the contaminated blood of that brutal waster in my veins?
No. On my oath, I swear it's not he or any of the others you've ever met. I'm certain of that, at least.
You're certain of that at least? Oh. I see. You mean that is all you are certain of? Pray don't do that, Mother. You know you don't feel it a bit. Well, that is enough for tonight. At what hour would you like breakfast? Is 8:30 too early for you?
My God, what sort of woman are you?
Well, the sort the world is mostly made up of, I should think. Otherwise, I don't see how it gets its business done. Come. Pull yourself together. That's right.
You're very hard with me, Vivie.
Nonsense. Now, what about bed? It's past 10.
What's the use of my going to bed? Do you think I could sleep?
Why not? I shall.
You've no heart. Oh, I won't bear it. I won't put up with the injustice of it. What right have you to set yourself up above me like this? You boast to me of what you are. To me, who gave you the chance of being what you are. What chance had I? Shame on you for a bad daughter and a stuck-up prude.
Well, now, don't for a second think that I hold myself above you in any way. You attacked me with the conventional authority of a mother. I defended myself with the conventional respectability of a respectable woman. Frankly, I don't intend to stand any of your nonsense, and as soon as you have dropped it, I don't expect you to stand any of mine. I shall always respect your right to your own opinions and your own way of life.
My own opinions and my own way of life. Do you think I was brought up like you, able to pick and choose my own way of life? Do you think I did what I did because I liked it or thought it right? Or wouldn't rather have gone to college and been a lady if I'd had the chance?
Well, everybody has some choice, Mother. The poorest girl alive may not be able to be Queen of England or Principal of Nuneham, but she can choose between flower selling and rag picking, according to her preference. People are always blaming circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who make it in this world are the people who get up in the morning, look for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, make them.
Oh, it's easy to talk, isn't it? Very easy. Here, would you like to know what my circumstances were?
Yes. You had better tell me. Won't you sit down?
Oh, I'll sit down. Don't you be afraid. Do you know what your grandmother was?
No.
No, you don't. I do. She called herself a widow, and she had a fried fish shop down by the Mint, and she kept herself and 4 daughters out of it. 2 of us were sisters. That's me and Liz, and we were good-looking and well-made. The other 2 were only half-sisters, ugly, undersized, half-starved, honest, hard-working, poor creatures. Liz and I would have murdered them if Mother hadn't half murdered us to keep our hands off them. They were the respectable ones. What did they get by their respectability? I'll tell you. One of them went to work in the white lead factory, 9 shillings a week, 12 hours a day, until she died of lead poisoning. She only expected to get her hands a little paralyzed, but she died. The other one was always held up to us as a great model because she married a government laborer in the Deptford Building Yard and kept himself, his room, and 3 children neat and tidy on 18 shillings a week. Until he took to drink. That was worth being respectable for, wasn't it?
Did you and your sister think so?
Liz didn't, I can tell you. she had more spirit. We went to a church school in those days. That was part of the airs we gave ourselves to be superior to the children that knew nothing and went nowhere. And we stayed there until one night, Liz went out, never came back. I know the schoolmistress thought I'd soon follow her example, because that clergyman was always warning me that Lizzie would end up jumping off Waterloo Bridge. Poor fool, that was all he knew about it. But I was more afraid of the white lead factory than I was of the river, and so too would you have been in my place. That clergyman got me a situation as a scullery maid in a temperance restaurant where they send out for anything you like. Then I was a waitress. Then I went to the bar at Waterloo Station, serving drinks and washing glasses for 4 shillings a week at my board. That was considered a great promotion for me, I can tell you. Well, one cold, miserable night, when I was so tired I could hardly keep my eyes open, who should come up for a half of scotch but Liz, in a long fur cloak, elegant and comfortable, with a lot of sovereigns in her purse.
My Aunt Lizzie?
Yes, and a very good aunt to have too. She's living down near Winchester now, close to the cathedral. One of the most respectable ladies there. Chaperones young girls at the county ball, if you please. No river for Liz, thank you. You know, you remind me of Liz a little. She was always a good businesswoman, saved money from the beginning, never let herself look too much like what she was, never lost her head or threw away a chance. Well, when she saw that I had grown up good-looking, she said to me across the bar, "Why, you little fool, what are you doing there, wearing out your health and appearance for other people's profit?" Liz was saving money in those days to take a house in Brussels, and she thought that 2 could save more quickly than 1. So she loaned me some money and gave me a start, and I saved steadily and first paid her back, then went into business with her as her partner. Well, why shouldn't I have done it? That house in Brussels was real high class. Much better place for a woman to be in than the factory where Anne Jane got poisoned. None of our girls was ever treated the way I was treated in the scullery of that temperance place, or at the Waterloo bar, or at home. Would you have had me stay there and become a worn-out drudge by the time I was 40?
No. But did you have to choose that business? I mean, saving money and good management will succeed in any business.
Yes, saving money. But where can a woman get the money to save in any other business? Could you keep yourself dressed on 4 shillings a week and save money as well? Not you. Of course, if you are a plain woman and can't earn anything more, or if you've a turn for music or the stage or newspaper writing, that's different. But neither Liz nor I had any turn for such things. All we had was our appearance and our turn for pleasing men. Do you think we were such fools as to let other people trade in our good looks by employing us as shop girls or barmaids or waitresses, when we could trade in them ourselves and take all the profits instead of starvation wages?
Well, you were quite justified from a business point of view.
Yes, or any other point of view. What is any respectable girl brought up to do but to catch some rich man's fancy and to get the benefit of his money by marrying him? As if a marriage ceremony could make any difference in the right and wrong of the thing. Oh, the hypocrisy of the world makes me sick. Liz and I had to work and slave and calculate just like other people. Elseways, we would have been as poor as some half-drunken waster of a woman that thinks her luck would last forever. I despise such people. They've no character. And if there's anything I hate in a woman, it's want of character.
Well, but Mother, frankly, isn't part of what you call character in a woman that she should greatly dislike such a way of making money?
Well, of course. Everyone dislikes having to work and make money, but they have to do it all the same. I'm sure I've often pitied a poor girl, tired out and in low spirits, having to try to please some man she doesn't give two straws for, some half-drunken fool that thinks he's making himself agreeable to a woman when he's teasing her and worrying her and disgusting her, so that hardly any money would pay her for putting up with it. But she has to bear with the disagreeables and take the rough with the smooth, just like a nurse in a hospital or anything else. It isn't work a woman would do for pleasure, heaven knows. Though to hear the pious people talk, you'd think it was a bed of roses.
Well, but you do consider it worthwhile. It pays.
Of course, it's worthwhile to a poor girl if she can resist temptation and is good-looking and well-conducted and sensible. It's much better than any other employment that's open to her. I always thought that oughtn't to be. It just can't be right, Vivie, that there shouldn't be better opportunities for women. I stick to it. It's wrong. But it's so, right or wrong, and a woman must make the best of it. But of course, it wouldn't be worthwhile for a lady. You would be a fool if you took to it. Whereas I should have been a fool if I had taken to anything else.
Mother, suppose we were both as poor as you were in those wretched old days. Are you sure you would not advise me to try the bar or marry a laborer or even go into the factory?
Oh, of course not. What kind of mother do you take me for? How could you keep your self-respect in such starvation and slavery? And what's a woman worth? What's life worth without self-respect? Why am I independent and able to give my daughter a first-rate education when other women who had my same opportunities are in the gutter? Because I always knew how to respect myself and how to control myself. Why is Liz looked up to in a cathedral town the same reason? Where would we have been if we'd listened to that clergyman's foolishness? Scrubbing floors for 1 6 a week and nothing to look forward to but the workhouse infirmary. Don't you be led astray by people who don't know the world, my girl. The only way for a woman to provide for herself decently is to be good to some man who can afford to be good to her. If she's in his own station of life, fine, let her make him marry her. But if she's a poor girl, she can't expect it. Why should she? It wouldn't be for her own happiness. Ask any lady in London society who has daughters. She'll tell you the same thing, only I tell it to you straight and she'll tell it to you crooked. That's all the difference.
My dear mother, you are quite wonderful. And are you really and truly not one wee bit doubtful or ashamed?
Well, of course, dearie, it's only good manners to be ashamed of it. It's expected of a woman. Women have to pretend to feel quite a lot that we don't feel. I never saw the use in that hypocrisy. If people arrange the world one way for a woman, no use pretending it's arranged the other way. Oh, dear. I do believe I'm getting sleepy after all.
Oh, I believe it is I who won't be able to sleep now. Well, I better let in some air. Oh, it's a beautiful night. Look.
Oh, yes, but take care you don't catch your death of cold, dearie.
Well, nonsense.
Everything I say is nonsense, according to you.
Oh, no. No, that really is not so, Mother. You have quite gotten the better of me tonight, though I intended it to be the other way. Let us be good friends now.
Yes, it has been the other way.
Well, never mind. Good night, dear old mother.
I brought you up well, didn't I?
You did.
And you'll be good to your dear old mother for it, won't you?
I will.
Blessings on you, my own dearie darling. A mother's blessings.
they are discussing what to do about this horrible marriage. And there's a second set of great actors, Aimwell and Archer, and these are two scheming guys who come into town, and what they want to do is they want to kind of trick and woo these women out of their money. And Aimwell is played by Daniel Ababa, and Archer is played by Daniel Ababa is Aimwell, and then Douglas Baird is Archer. And what happens is Aimwell accidentally falls in love with the very woman he's supposed to kind of trick. And as you'll see, all kinds of hijinks ensue. But I'll let you read that part by yourself. But I do warn you, there's going to be a musical interlude. Martha and I are going to do a duet. So please don't clap until that's done. And Douglas Baird delivers the final line. So after he's done, then you can clap. And with no further ado, I give you the Beaux Stratagem.
Tomorrow, my dear sister, are you for church this morning?
Anywhere to pray, for heaven alone can save me, Dorinda. But I fear there is no prayer in the liturgy against bad husbands.
But there's a form of law in Doctor's Commons, and I swear, Sister Sullen, that rather than seeing you thus continually discontented, I would advise you to apply to that. For besides the part that I bear in your vexatious broils, being sister to the husband and friend to the wife, your example gives me such an impression of matrimony that I shall be inclined to condemn my person to a long vacation all its life. But tell me, sister, were you to bring it to a case of separation, what can you urge against your husband? My brother is first the most constant man alive.
He is the most constant husband, I grant you.
He never sleeps from you.
No, he always sleeps with me.
He allows you a maintenance suitable to your quality.
A maintenance, madam? Do you take me for a hospital child? That I must sit down and bless my benefactors for meat, for drink and clothes? As I take it, madam, I brought your brother £10,000, out of which I might expect a few pretty things called pleasures.
You share in all the pleasures that the country affords.
Country pleasures, racks and torments. Dost thou think, child, that my limbs were made for clambering over stiles or leaping over ditches, or that my parents, wisely foreseeing my future happiness in country pleasures, had early instructed me in the rural accomplishments of drinking fat ale, or playing at whist, or smoking tobacco with my husband, or laying plasters, or brewing diet drinks, or stilling rosemary water with that good old gentlewoman, my mother-in-law?
I'm sorry, madam, that it is not more in our pleasure to divert you. I could wish that our entertainments were a little more polite, or your taste a little less refined. But tell me, madam, how came the poets and philosophers that labored so long in the pursuit of pleasure to place it at last in a country life?
Oh, because they wanted money, child, to find out the pleasures of the town. Did you ever see a poet or philosopher worth £10,000? Oh, you show me such a man, I will lay you £50 you'll see him somewhere within the weekly bills. Not that I disapprove of country pleasures as the poets had painted them. In their landscape, every Phyllis had her Corydon, every murmuring stream and flowery knee gave fresh alarm to love. Besides, their couples were never married. But yonder I see my Corydon, and what a sweet swain it is. Heaven knows. But don't be angry, Dorinda. He's your brother and my husband, and between the two, is he not a sad brute?
I have nothing to say to your part of him. You're the best judge.
Oh, sister, if you should ever marry, beware a sullen, silent sot, one who's always musing but never thinks. There is some diversion in a talking blockhead, and since a woman must wear chains, I would here have the pleasure of hearing them rattle a little. Now you shall see. But take this by the way, he comes home this morning at his usual hour of 4, wakens me out of a sweet dream of something else by tumbling over the tray table, which he broke all to pieces. After his man and he had rolled about the room like sick passengers in a storm, he flounces into bed, dead as a salmon in a fishmonger's basket, his feet cold as ice, his breath hot as a furnace, and his hands and face greasy as his flannel nightcap. Oh, natural. He disorders the whole economy of my bed, leaves me half naked, and my whole night's slumber is the tunable serenade of his wasteful nightingale, his nose. Oh, the pleasures of counting a melancholy clock by a snoring husband. But now, sister, you shall see how handsomely, being a well-bred man, he shall beg my pardon.
Oh, my head aches consumedly.
Will you be pleased to take tea with us, sir? It may do your head good.
No.
Coffee, brother?
Sure.
Will you to dress and go to church with me? The air may help you.
Scrub!
Sir,
What day of the week is this?
Sunday, and please your worship.
Oh, Sunday. Bring me a dram and set out the table with a venison pasty and a strong tankard of ale. I'll go to breakfast.
Stay, brother. You shan't get off so easy. You were very naught last night and must make reparation to your wife. Come, brother. Will you not beg pardon?
For what?
For being drunk last night.
I can afford it, can't I?
But I can't, sir.
Then you may let it alone.
But I must tell you, sir, this is not to be borne.
I'm glad, Aunt. Scrub!
Sir?
Fetch my things for shaving my head.
And take a care, Scrub, of coming near his temple, lest you find something that turns your razor. Inveterate stupidity. Did you ever see such a hard and obstinate a spleen as his? Oh, sister, I shall never be rid of the beast until I get him to town. London is the place for managing and breaking a husband.
But has not a husband the same opportunities there for humbling a wife?
Oh, no, child. It is a standing maxim in conjugal discipline that if a man would enslave his wife, he hurries into the country. And if a lady would be arbitrary with her husband, she wheedles her booby up to town. A man dare not play the tyrant in London, Dorinda. There are too many examples to encourage the subject to rebel. Oh, Dorinda, a fine lady may do anything in London. On my conscience, she may raise an army of 40,000 men.
I fancy, sister, you were of a mind to be trying your powers that way here in Lichfield. You have already drawn the French count to your colours.
Oh, the French. The French are a people that cannot live without their gallantry.
And some English that I know are not averse to such amusements.
Well, since the truth must out, it may as well now as hereafter. I think one way to arouse my lethargic, sottish husband is to give him a rival. Security begets negligence in all people, and men must be alarmed to be alert to their duty. Women are like paintings. They have no value in the hands of a fool until they hear that men of sense bid high for the purchase.
This might do, sister, if my brother's understanding could be convinced into a real passion for you. But I fancy there's a natural aversion of his side, and I think you don't come far behind if you dealt fairly.
We are united contradictions, I grant you. Fire and water, but I could be contented with a great many other wives to give the impression of living well with my husband, could I but persuade him to dissemble a little kindness to keep me in good countenance.
But how do you know, sister, but that instead of rousing your husband by this artifice into a counterfeit kindness, he might awaken a real fury?
If I cannot entice him to the one, I would provoke him to the other.
Then how must I behave myself between you?
Oh, but you must assist me.
What, against my own brother?
Oh, but he's but half a brother, and I am your entire friend. If I go one step beyond the bounds of honour, leave me. But till then, I expect you to be with me in everything. So I trust my honour in your hands. You must trust your brother's in mine. The Count is to dine here today.
'Tis a strange thing, sister. I cannot like that man.
You like nothing. Love and death have their fatalities, and each strikes home in their own time. You shall pay for all one day, you shall see. But come, my lady, tea is ready. It's almost church time.
The next scene is from the same play, but we skip forward to the end of the play. This is the last scene, and what's going to happen is Aimwell wants to marry Dorinda, so they found me, a priest, to marry them secretly, and you'll see all kinds of follies ensue.
Well, well, my lord, you have conquered. Your late generous action will, I hope, plead for my easy yielding. Though I must own your lordship had a friend in the fort before.
The sweets of high blood dwell upon her tongue. Here, priest.
Are you prepared, Bolt?
I am, but first, my lord, a word. I have in my own family a frightful example of a hasty marriage. When I think upon it, it shocks me. Pray, my lord, consider a little.
Consider. Do you doubt my honor or my love?
Neither. I do believe you equally just as brave, and were your whole sex drawn before me to choose from, I should not cast an eye upon the multitude if you were absent. But consider, my lord, I'm a woman. Colors, concealments may hide 1,000 faults in me, therefore know me better first. I own I hardly know myself in anything except my love.
Such goodness who could injure? I am unequal to the task of the villain. She's taken my soul and made it honest like her own. I could not hurt her. Priest, retire. Madam, behold your lover and your proselyte, and judge me by the passion of my conversion. I'm all a lie. I'm a counterfeit, but I'm a counterfeit except for my passion.
Forbid it, heaven, a counterfeit!
I am no lord, but a poor, needy man, come with a fraudulent design to your fortune. But the beauty of your mind and person have won me from myself, such that, like a trusty servant, I prefer the interest of my mistress to my own.
Sure, I have had a dream of some poor mariner, a sleepy image of a port in storm, and now awake, involved in storms. Pray, sir, who are you?
Brother to the man whose title I usurped, but stranger to his honor and misfortune.
Matchless honesty. Once I was proud, sir, of your wealth and fortune, but now I'm prouder that you want them. Now I can own my love was justly leveled, and had no aim but love. Priest, come in. Your pardon, sir. We shan't want you now, sir. Pray, forgive me. I'll wait on you presently.
Gone and bid the priest depart. This has an ominous look.
Courage, Tom. Shall I wish you joy?
No.
God, man, what have you been doing?
Archer, I fear my honesty has ruined me.
Well, how?
I've discovered myself.
Discovered yourself without my consent? Have I embarked the small remains of my fortune on the same bottom as yours, only to discover that you've disposed of all without my partnership?
I own my faults.
After conviction, 'tis too late for pardon. Mr. Aimwell, you shall recall you began this foolishness. As you begun it, so ended. Henceforth, I seek my fortune saved.
No, stay, but a minute.
Stay to be despised, exposed, and laughed at? I would sooner trade places with the rogues we just now bound than endure one scornful smile from that proud knight that I once considered my equal.
What knight? What
Sir
knight?
Charles Friedman, the brother to the lady that I almost, but it's a cursed knight's word. Farewell.
Wait, one word, Archer. Methought you received my confession with pleasure.
Received with pleasure?
Well, afterwards she consented to the match, and I dare believe she'll be just.
Just to herself. I warned her, Archer, as you should have.
Well, by all hopes she comes, and she comes smiling.
Come, my good lord, I fly with impatience to your arms. These minutes of my absence was a tedious year. Where's this priest?
A brave girl.
I suppose, sir, this gentleman is privy to our affairs?
Yes, madam.
Priest, do your office.
Make haste, make haste, make haste. Come, back to the present.
But my mind's altered. I won't.
I'm confounded.
Oh, my
So,
soul.
what is the matter now, madam?
Look ye, sir, one generous action deserves another. This gentleman's honor obliged him to conceal nothing from me, and my justice obliges me to hide nothing from him. In short, sir, you are the man that you thought you counterfeited. You are the true Lord Viscount Amwell, and I wish your lordship joy. Now, priest, you may retire. If his lordship is pleased with the match, let him marry me before the world.
What does she mean?
Here's a witness for my truth.
My dear Lord Amwell, I wish you joy.
Of what?
Of your honor and estate, your brother died. The day before I left London, and all your friends have rid after you to Brussels. Among the rest, I myself did the honor.
Sir Knight, surely you have answered.
No, 'tis truth, upon my honor.
Thanks to the pregnant stars that formed this accident.
Thanks to the womb of time that brought it forth.
Thanks to my guardian angel who brought me to this prize.
And thanks to Sir Charles Friedman. My lord, I wish you joy. My lady, I wish you joy. And egad, sir, you're the most honest man alive. And there's the small matter of our agreement. I think you now owe me the moiety of this lady's fortune, which I think is £5,000.
Not a penny, Archer. You have cut my throat right now because I will never deceive the lady.
Oh, I'll cut your throat if you deceive her now.
This is what I expected. So let's end this dispute. The lady's fortune is £10,000. Let's divide stakes. £10,000 or the lady.
How is your lordship so indifferent?
No, madam. He knows I'll take the money. I leave you to his lordship, and so we both rest satisfied.
Mesdames et messieurs, I'm your servant. Twice under. I've heard you've been robbed. Yeah?
Well, it's true the ladies have been in some danger, sir.
Beggar, your inn has been robbed too.
Our inn? By whom?
By the landlord. Beggar. Garçon, he has robbed himself and run away.
Robbed himself?
Yes, on me too. Of £100.
£100?
Yes, that I owed him.
Frank, our money is gone.
Oh, robbed the men money? My wench is gone. Savez-vous quoi de mademoiselle chérie?
Is there one Martin here?
Yes.
I have a box here and a letter for him.
Box. Frank, here's our letter. And here's a letter. I should read it to the company. This explains all. Mr. Martin, my father, being afraid of an impeachment by the rogues that are taken tonight, is gone off. But if you could procure him a pardon, he'll make great discoveries that may be useful to the country. Could I have met you instead of your master tonight, I would have delivered myself into your hands with a sum that much exceeds that in your strong box, which I have sent you. And with an assurance to my dear Martin that I shall ever be his most faithful friend till death, Sherry Boniface. That's a billet doux for you. Now, for the father, I think he should be encouraged. And for the daughter, my lord, pray persuade your bride to take her into her service.
Madam, I assure you, the deliverance was owing to your discovery.
Your command, my lord, will do without obligation. I'll take care of her.
This good company meets opportunely in favor of the design I have in behalf of my unfortunate sister. I intend to part her from her husband. Gentlemen, will you assist me?
To be sure, who would not?
Garçon, we'll assist.
What's all this? My lady, I hear you've nearly been robbed.
Truly, spouse, I was pretty near it, had not these gentlemen interposed.
How came these gentlemen here?
That's his way of returning thanks, you must know.
Garçon, the question à propos for all that.
Last night, sir, you promised to deliver your lady to me this morning.
Humph! What do you mean, humph? You will deliver her. Sir, put simply, we have saved you and your family. And if you're not civil, we shall unbind those rogues, join with them, and set fire to your house. What does this man mean, not part with his wife?
Garçon, the man doesn't understand common justice.
Hold, gentlemen, all things must move here by consent. Compulsion would spoil us. Let my dear and I talk it over, and you shall be the judge between us.
Let me first know who our judges are, madam. Sir, who are you?
I am Sir Charles Freeman, come to take you away from your wife.
And you, pray, sir?
Thomas, Viscount Amoy, come to take away your sister.
And you, good sir?
Francis Archer, come away.
To take my mother, I hope. Gentlemen, you're heartily welcome. I've never met three more obliging persons since I was born. Now, my dear, if you please, you may have the first word.
Spouse.
Rib.
How long have we been married?
14 months by the almanac, 14 years by my account.
'Tis thereabout by my reckoning.
Garçon, the Count will agree.
Spouse, what did you marry for?
To get an heir to my estate, of course.
And have you succeeded?
No.
Well, consideration fails of his part. And, Madam, what did you marry for?
To support the weakness of my sex by the strength of his, and to enjoy the pleasures of an agreeable society.
And are your expectations answered?
No.
A clear case. A clear case.
What are the bars to your mutual contentment?
Well, in the first place, I can't drink ale with him.
And I can't drink tea with her.
I can't hunt with you.
And I can't dance with you.
I hate cocking and racing.
And I abhor ombre and piquet.
Your silence is intolerable.
Your prating is worse.
Have we not been a perpetual offence to one another, a gnawing vulture at the heart,
A frightful goblin to the
a
sight.
porcupine to the feeling?
Perpetual wormwood to the taste.
Is there a thing on earth we can agree on?
Yes, to part.
With all my heart.
Your hand. These hands joined us, and they shall make us apart. Away!
North.
South!
East.
West, as far as the poles asunder!
The ceremony is very pretty.
And now, Mrs. Sullivan, there wants only my sister's fortune to let us rest easy.
Sir Charles, you love your sister, and I love her fortune. Each man his fancy.
You will not relent?
No, not a stiver.
Then, Madam, I'm afraid you must return to your prison.
What's the portion?
10,000 pounds, sir.
Well, I'll pay it. She shall go home with me.
Oh, do you know what 10,000 pounds is?
No, sir, not justement.
It's 100,000 livres.
100,000 livres? Oh, garçon, you may cannot do it. The beauties of the fortune are both too much for me.
Well, fortunately, I can. This night has proved strangely lucky for us. As Captain Gibbet made bold in your study tonight, he took all the papers of your estate, all the articles of marriage with this lady, bills, bonds, leases, receipts to an infinite value. As he took them from you, I took them from him, and I now give them all to Sir Charles.
How my writings! Oh, my head aches consumedly. Oh, gentlemen, you have won her fortune. Sir Charles, if it pleases you, and be married at the wedding of my sister and my divorce, and you may command my house. But my head aches consumedly. Scrub, bring me a dram.
Well, madam, there's a song you should hear. hard to guess which is better pleased, the couple joined or the couple parted. The one rejoicing in hope of an untasted happiness, the other in deliverance from an experienced misery. Both happy in their several states we find, those parted by consent and those conjoined. Consent, if mutual, saves the lawyer's fee. Consent is law enough to set you free.